of the New York Dose. During season 1, we highlighted emerging artists and entrepreneurs who were navigating the concrete jungle. We inquired about who they were, how they started walking down their path, and what the secret was to their growing success. Here in season 2, our theme is conversations that need to be had, recalling our past and reanalyzing our present to rectify our future. We will be speculating on the current state of our society and uncovering any ties it has to previous eras in hopes of steering our minds toward a better one.
The New York Dose is a theorem-based topical podcast providing conversations, hip-hop culture, and millennial speculations with an additional dose of our New York City lifestyle.
This show is comprised of 2 sides, 3 sections, and smaller segments that populate each section. The main sections are Empire State of Mind, Times Square, and the Subway.
If you hear anything you like, use the hashtag TNYD or mention us at the New York Dose so we can converse with you. Every Tuesday, head over to our social media and see what's up and coming topic is, and then leave us a dose mail about your comments, questions, concerns on the topic. You can leave the dose mail by calling and texting us at 520-815-6670 and leaving us a voicemail or a text message that will air on the next episode. So hit us up again at 520-815-6670. That's the dose.
Ow.
What up, everybody? It's your girl Adaloso, just in case you didn't know. So
expressing to inspire, digging for truth, initiating conversation, building palaces out of paragraphs. I'm just asking questions. It's your boy DJ SJ614.
Hey!
And we are
the New York Dose.
And today in the studio we have.
What up, we got Jacquees, aka JRT.
Ooh.
And this is D from Unlikely Critics.
Hey, motherfucking building.
Hello. So we're gonna get into our first section of the show. This is Empire State of Mind. Using a few New York City urban colloquialisms as segment titles, Empire State of Mind allows us to open up the windows to our inner worlds for you all to peer into. During this section, we like to make sure we're good, talk about what's lit and poppin' in New York City, confess what deadass blew our minds this week, and give a yes to those who deserve it. So as we move throughout, I want you guys to just think about any way that you can tag along to the sections as I will call on you. But me and Adaloso will start out first.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, Adaloso, you good?
You know I'm always motherfucking good out here in these motherfucking New York City streets.
That's right.
Okay? No, you know, it's just been, ever since I got back from Jamaica, it's just been nonstop.
Hey.
Like I've said before, and I'm loving it. Of course, it's you know it is what it is when you have like long weeks and shit. But it's just been good, very productive. This week I went to an event called Women Behind the Music, and it was curated by the Women Work Better Together association, and they are just amazing. I went to the first one, and that's how I got my Mona Scott interview. Okay, shout out to Miss Artistry for the hookup. But no, I went to this one and it was amazing. They had like people from like a woman that does digital marketing at Sony, another girl who started her own blog at like such a young age and then like is still continuing and being very successful in it, a writer. Like it was just amazing to hear all these different women's stories and their journeys, and just like them genuinely, keyword genuinely, offer their help to you. Like, and that's why I'm just like, this is amazing. Like, shout out to Abby. She's like the one who started this whole Women Work Better Together movement, and I think it's just so impactful, especially because it's women of color, women who look like us that are in these high positions and out here just doing it, you know? So it's just amazing. Shout out to Jade. I was able to connect with her. She does digital marketing at Sony, and she was just giving me tips of like just anything that, you know, that I wanted to know about. And that was just like, it was just so inspiring and motivating. Like, you leave out of these like things and you're just like, okay, I'm doing something right, I'm in the right path. And then it's also like, it's confirmation, but it's also like you're out here taking notes. Like they're giving you stuff, like you have to be on it. Like, okay, here are these apps that are keeping me more organized, and I'm just like writing them down, like right. So it was so dope. And I'm dog sitting this week.
Oh, you got that free crib?
No, excuse me. I moved out. out last year. I'm at my mom's house. But, you know, I have roommates and shit, which is cool, whatever. But, you know, there's nothing like having, like, a whole apartment to yourself. And this is, like, my friend from high school. We're practically family. And her mom, she always hits me up whenever she goes out of town to visit her. Because my friend is in the Air Force and shit, you know, flying planes and shit. She's dope. Shout out to G. Love you, G, baby, G Rose. And, so on East 96th Street, mad bougie. I got dormants for days.
Literally days.
And it's just like amazing. I just been like, you know, walking around naked, sipping my wine. You know, I love cooking topless. So it's just amazing.
Living your best Rihanna lifestyle. I love it. Right.
The Upper East Side life.
Jack, tell us about your week. What's good? You good?
You good?
I'm pretty good. I'm
Good.
not complaining. I actually don't complain, but for the most part, you know what I mean? Because it's like, why? My week has been crazy. Like the last month has been just like insane with just like work and more work, and then like I just moved, so it was thank you. I'm really happy about my move. Even though I did move from Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Go
Where do I work?
Yeah.
Well, I did just move from Brooklyn back to Jersey, so I'm in Jersey City now. So that
Jersey
was like,
girl.
Yeah, and I haven't been a Jersey girl for a while, so it was like, okay, I don't really want to go back to Jersey, but I ain't trying to pay these New York, Brooklyn prices.
I know.
Fuck y'all. No, I don't. I need more than 300 square feet for that price.
Okay, let them know.
And I need a yard, and I need space because I live with my girlfriend. So
Yes.
But I work. Well, shit. I work.
You don't have to say, but
No, it's fine. I work a lot, but I work for myself, and I also work for MTV for Wild 'N Out as the assistant editor.
Yes.
I just directed a comedy series as well, Appropriate Culture, the second season. We in second season motion right now.
Okay, second season vibes, feels, okay.
The second season should be out soon. I'm actually editing the first episode of that as well.
Awesome.
I have my own company, so I do all of like side freelance editing and directing and production. So
I'm here.
Constant.
Hello.
I love it. I love it.
It's awesome. Yeah, I wouldn't have it.
You need to be in these Women Work Better Together
For real?
panels.
I do.
I'm gonna pitch you to them.
Oh, I would totally come through for sure. I actually love that. I think that's amazing.
Yes.
Like I'm part of Women in Film in New York City, which is awesome. Like I've met so many people that I just like totally just fuck with, like, you know what I mean? And even if it's just like you said, like just a conversation.
Exactly.
Just knowing that there's someone out there that's down, that's doing what you're doing, and open,
and looks like you.
And looks like you, and just open to like answering any conversation, questions or whatever. Like to me, that's like, I wish I had that, like, you know, when I was like 10.
That's what I think it's so imperative and so important that these things are happening, and I'm so appreciative because it's like, it's hard, you know, it is hard, and then like having those people to just like willingly and like just openly just say like their experience, like it really doesn't take away from no one, you know.
Exactly.
So
I mean, the country has been going through a lot, but I feel like a lot of good and positive stuff. And togetherness has been coming out of it, though. Like, even despite all the bullshit, like, I just feel like I feel like I'll walk into a room with people of color who are in production, and like we just gravitate to each other now. Like I walk into like, or not even in production, but just people of color who are on the same frequency. It's just like, oh, I fucks with you because
see you, ma.
Just there, like, you know what I mean? Like the head nods in the street, like, what up? Like, you're just like, oh, what up, brother?
Wait, sorry. One more thing. Like a woman, she was asking a question, so she was just like, is her and another like black woman in her office as well. She was like, is either you guys give the head nod and you guys acknowledge each other, or you don't say nothing to each other at all.
Yes.
Or you
I actually just
all,
AD'd a project where I worked with someone who works at the same corporation as me. We barely spoke, and then one day she just came out of nowhere and was like, yo, we about to make this move. And I was like, let's go. Like, no questions, no nothing. I was like, you call me, I'm there, sis. Like, that's what's up. But yeah, it's definitely a undertone of like this quiet movement that's really, really fucking dope right now. Like, I love it. I love this shit. I'm like, yo, let's just create. Keep going.
And get it. I'm here for it. Well, fuck out of here. The ladies is out here.
We
What's
out
up?
here.
What's up? What's up, D? G, what's up? You good? How was your week? What's up?
Well, actually, last Monday was my birthday. So
Oh, happy belated.
Happy birthday!
So Sunday and Monday, I was kind of held hostage. I went to the. I appreciate that.
You
Thank
like my
you.
vocals?
I went to the View restaurant in New York City.
Okay.
Yeah, so it had a rotated time, you know, like you rotate around Times Square or something like that.
Oh, shit.
Ooh, wait, what is
Right.
I needed this for my. It's lit.
I was about to say it's lit.
It's a fancy hostage situation. Like, you know what I mean?
But yeah, it was dope. And then after that, I went to the casino. I kind of stood Jack Weeks up, but we were supposed to do something.
Oh wow!
Like,
It's like a co-host up.
but at the same time, I didn't know we was doing something. Not, as far as my birthday. Yeah, I apologize for that in advance. I mean late, but but yeah, that was like basically what my life is not as adventurous as Jack Weeks. Is all I do is deliver mail. So like, I'm a mailman.
Come on, you better get that mail out. Let's go.
But as far as like creating and everything, like I do that on the side, and that's my adventure, like riding on the subway and everything. Like I do that and getting my thoughts together, riding on the subway, getting my writing out, and being adventurous just like that. Like yeah, trying to get this podcast on and stuff.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Awesome.
How about you, D? SJ614.
That's right. Am I good? I think I'm good. I'm generally always good, you know. This week my residents tried me. Yeah, it's been a while since, you know, because you know they move and grow, so this is like a different batch, and you know they don't know me, and I had to let them know about my Gemini behavior. Yeah. Hello. Hello. That's right.
Wait, this is so nuts. Cause I feel like maybe every 3 or every 2 episodes or guests, there's always a freaking Gemini, another one.
That's
creative.
Right. You know.
Wait, I would never think you were a Gemini from a little bit. Because Geminis are just
No, that's what we
savages.
do.
What? You guys are little demon, little people.
Excuse me.
I love you guys. Of course, one of my cousins / sister is a Gemini too. I love her, but you guys have your ways, honey.
Oh, I need to know. We can go into this later.
We can go. Yeah.
So you know that happened, and I had to let them know. You know, the Derek that I'm presenting to you is the one that you want to keep. You don't want to see that dark side.
No,
don't take me
you
there.
do not, guys.
Yeah, and on the third day he rose again because they were acting up. And they did not like me by the time I left that house. I gave out about like 20 write-ups.
20?
They was threatening.
No, you're not thirsty. You're one of those.
They was threatening to
You're
fight
not
me.
the manager.
Look, they was threatening to fight me. Like they were over me, and I was like, "Y'all are gagging, and I want you all. I want you all."
Trying to fight you.
So that was that. You know that was the beginning of my week. I went to go see Venom with my brother. I had a marvelous time because the voice that plays Venom or whatever was so funny, and I just kept thinking that it was the voice inside of some people's heads whenever they're hungry. You know, you won't understand it until you see it, but it is fucking hysterical. And I just kept like the first time I heard it, I just turned to him and I was like, "Oh, this is what you hear every time you get really hungry," because it's just like he's just like, "Food now, find food," and I was like, "Yo."
Wait, what did you call brother? You're fat shaming. We're not fat shaming. This disclaimer.
Hello.
This is brother. We love him
Everyone gets
dearly.
angry.
But wait, the other day. What did he call brother?
What did I call him?
He's
Did I
a
call
fat.
him? I call him Fantasia. Now it's okay. We go back and forth. He gets on me. I get on him. It's all love. But that was that. Venom was really dope. I took the train for the first time again in like months, and
The subway or
the subway.
Wait, let me tell you. Disclaimer. Also, you do not want to take the train with DJ SS614 because he does not hold his tongue at all on the train. He's so when he'll let it out how he feels. Like if someone's blocking the door, he'll be like, "Excuse me,"
Like, why are you in the way?
Right.
and I'm just like, "Dang!" Like,
I don't have
or
time
if
out
someone's
here.
hot. if there's a hot guy in the train, he'd be like, ooh, daddy. I'm like, come on. Like,
Hello, I says it all. But I was on that train, and it was just so crazy because like that one day that I got back on, I bumped into Brady on air.
I know you text me like fate.
Yeah. So like he's this radio host on Z100.